So everybody, till last class, I hope you don't have any issue regarding compound interest, and we had a good amount of discussion with respect to compound interest. Now, so what happened till now? We have completed simple interest, we have completed compound interest, and we have completed many things related to simple interest and compound interest. Now comes our third point of discussion, very important point of discussion, that is annuity. So from these sessions, what we'll do is that we'll focus on a concept called as annuity and its applications. Annuity and its applications. And I have taken some good sums as well regarding this annuity and its applications so that our whole concept will be covered. Now, what is the meaning of this annuity? The meaning is quite simple. Now, this annuity and its application, whenever I tell annuity, remember, we don't use the concept of simple interest. We use the concept of only compound interest. The entire annuity, the discussion is with respect to compound interest itself. I hope that is fine. Now, what is the meaning basically of this annuity? Equal stream of cash flows. Now, when I'm telling cash flows, understand it can be either inflow or it can be outflow, made for limited period of time. Equal stream of cash flows made for limited period of time, regularly. That is called as annuity. What is telling? Equal stream of cash flows. Equal, this is what is important, made for limited period of time, regularly. Okay. So this is called as concept of annuity. Now let me teach you with the help of an example. I'm having an annuity payment somewhat like this. I'm having a timeline like this. On year 1, I have deposited 10,000. Year 2, I have deposited 10,000. Year 3, I have deposited 10,000. And year 4 also, I have deposited 10,000. Can I call this as annuity? Yes, we can call it as annuity. Sir, how can you call it as annuity? Equal. Is there equal payments or receipts every time? Yes, there's an equal payment or receipts. Is it made for limited period of time? Yes, it is made for limited period of time, 4 years. Time gap, regularly means time gap between two periods must remain same. Is time gap between two periods same? Yes, sir. So can I call it as an annuity? Yes, sir. You can call it as an annuity. There is no issue. Call it as an annuity. Now, I'm having a one more payment like this. On year 1, it is 10,000. Year 2, it is 10,000. Year 4, it is 10,000. Year 5, it is 10,000. Can I call it as annuity? Let's see whether three conditions are satisfied or not. Equal stream? Yes, sir, equal stream. Limited period? Yes, sir, limited period, 5 years. Regularly, time gap between the payments is same. What is the time gap between year 1 and year 2? 1 year. Year 2 and year 4? 2 years. Year 4 and year 5? 1 year. So, my dear friends, is the time gap same? Unfortunately, no, sir. When time gap is not same, how can you call it as an annuity? You can't call it as an annuity. Okay. Next, I'm having one more payment like this. On year 1, I made a payment of 10,000. Year 2, I made a payment of 10,000. Year 3, I made a payment of 10,000. So on and so on and on and on and on. I'm not stopping the payment. I'm going on making. Can I call it as an annuity? First, is there an equal stream of cash flow? Yes, there is an equal stream of cash flow. Is it for a limited period of time? No, sir, it is not for a limited period of time. It is for unlimited period of time. It is for infinite period of time. Can we call it as an annuity? No, you can't call it as an annuity. So then what you will call it as? Simple. I will call it as perpetuity. Sir, what is this perpetuity? Annuity made for infinite period. Annuity made for infinite period. Annuity made for infinite period is simply called as perpetuity. If you make this annuity for a period which is beyond your thinking capacity, that is called as perpetuity. So, my dear friends, coming to annuity, how many types of, what are the definition of annuity? 3 words should be satisfied. First, equal stream, limited period, regular. Time gap between two payments should remain same. Next, if it is for unlimited period of time, will you call it as annuity? No, you call it as perpetuity. So I hope the points are clear. Now let's proceed further. Now let's see types of annuity. Now, how many types of annuity you are having? Basically, my dear friends, we are having two types of annuity. Now, what are the two types of annuity what we have? We are having ordinary annuity or annuity regular, ordinary annuity or annuity regular. Annuity regular. Next one you are having annuity due or annuity immediate. These are the two types of annuity what we have in our picture. Ordinary annuity or annuity regular, annuity due or annuity immediate. Sir, what is this ordinary annuity? It is simple. Ordinary annuity means payments or receipts. Payments or receipts are made at the end of the period. At the end of the period. If payments or receipts are made at the end of the period, it is called as ordinary annuity or annuity regular. Now, what is this annuity due or annuity immediate? Annuity due or annuity immediate means payments or receipts are made at the beginning of the period. If payments or receipts are made at the end of the period, it is called as ordinary annuity. If they are made at the beginning of the period, it is called as annuity due. Let us understand with the help of an example. Yes, sir. Let us understand with the help of an example. The point will be even more clear. You can understand it with the help of an example so that you can understand the difference also. Now, let us see the example of ordinary annuity first, and then let us see the example of annuity due. Now, I am having my period starting on January 1st. Let us take 2020. And the period is ending on January 1st, 2021. It's starting on January 1st. It's ending on December 31st, 2020. Our period is starting on January 1st, 2020. It's ending on December 31st, 2020. If I'm telling ordinary annuity, when will I make a payment or receipt? Since ordinary annuity talks about end of the period, the annuity starts from December 31st. The payment or receipts of 10,000 will be made from December 31st. So here I'll make a payment or receipt of 10,000. When the next payment or receipt will be made? December 31st, 2021, 10,000. When the next payment or receipts will be made? December 31st, 2022. So I hope the point is clear, everybody. What's happening here everywhere? Payments or receipts are made at the end of the period. Let us take maturity period. That is when you will get back all your money. It will be January 1st, 2023. Okay. So my dear friends, if my period is starting on Jan 1st, 2020 and ending on December 31st, 2020, if it is an ordinary annuity, I'll go ahead and I'll make the payment at the end of period. Okay. So I hope the point is clear. Yes, sir, the point is clear. Now let us go ahead and let us look at the example of annuity due. Now, I'll tell you the later on the difference between these two things. First, let us look into the examples. Now, my period is starting on January 1st, 2020 and ending on December 31st, 2020. When will I make the first payment if it is annuity due? Annuity due means it begins at the beginning of the period, start from the beginning of the period. So payment of 10,000 will be made on January 1st, 2020. Sir, when the next payment will be made? Next year, January 1st, 2021, 10,000. Next payment, January 1st, 2022, again 10,000. What is the maturity period, my dear friend? The same maturity period what I have taken in the last example, January 1st, 2023. Okay. So this is how the example of annuity due looks. This is how the example of ordinary annuity looks. Sir, I don't find much difference among these both things. In ordinary annuity, you made 10,000, here also 10,000. In ordinary annuity, 3 payments were made, here also 3 payments were made. Then where the interest lies, sir? The interest lies in receipt, or the difference lies in receipt of interest. The difference lies in receipt of interest. Sir, what you're talking? See here, my dear friends, try to understand this. First, let me teach you regarding annuity due. You made a payment of 10,000 on Jan 1st, 2022. You received the whole amount back on Jan 1st, 2023. What is the time gap between 10,000 Jan 1st, 2022 and Jan 1st, 2023? Sir, there is only 1 year time gap. You will get interest of only 1 year. For this 10,000, you will get interest of 1 year. The time gap between Jan 1st, 2021 and Jan 1st, 2023 was a time gap, 2 years. What's the difference between Jan 1st, 2020 and Jan 1st, 2023? 3 years. So what's happening? In annuity due, if you are making deposit for 3 periods, you are getting interest for all the 3 periods. Right? So what happens in ordinary annuity? See here. Here you make a you made a deposit of how much? 10,000, 2022. Here you made a deposit of 10,000. Okay, here you made a deposit of 10,000. What is the time gap between December 31st, 2022 and Jan 1st, 2023? The time gap between December 31st, 2022 and Jan 1st, 2023 is 1 year. No, time period is 0. December 31st, 2022, next day itself is Jan 1st, 2023. So I don't think so there is any time gap. Next, December 31st, 2021 and Jan 1st, 2023, the time gap is only 1 year. See, try to understand, there is no time gap between December 31st, 2022 and Jan 1st, 2023. Okay, nothing, no person in this world will give you, whatever it is, 1 minute. No person in this world will give you interest for 1 day. Okay, so that's the reason I'm taking 0. Sir, what about December 31st, 2022 and Jan 1st, 2023? 2 years time gap. So can you see, my dear friends, what's happening in this case? In case of annuity due, when you have deposited for 3 years, you are getting interest for all the 3 years. But in case of ordinary annuity, when you are depositing for 3 years, you are getting interest only for 2 years. Can you see what happened? On the last payment, you didn't get any interest. Right? Did you get any interest on the last payment? No, sir, we didn't get any interest. So that's the difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due. In ordinary annuity, my dear friends, if you are making deposit for n periods, if you are making deposit for n years, you will get interest for all n minus 1 years. Okay, for 1 year less, you will get interest. Sir, what about this case? If you are making deposit for n years, you will get interest for all the n years. Sir, if I'm making deposit for 10 years, in ordinary annuity, for how many years I'll get interest? 9 years. In annuity due, for all the 10 years. So this is the difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due. So two differences are there. Ordinary annuity means annuity is made at the end of the period. Annuity due means annuity is made at the beginning of the period. In ordinary annuity, if you make deposit for n years, you will get interest for n minus 1 years. In annuity due, if you make deposit for n years, you will get interest for all n years. So that is the difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due. Okay. Now, let us proceed further, my dear friends. So first, what I'll do, I'll discuss regarding ordinary annuity. After discussing regarding ordinary annuity, I'll discuss regarding annuity due. Okay. Now, first, let us discuss regarding ordinary annuity or annuity regular. Now, ordinary annuity or annuity regular, it is further divided into 2 types. So, what are the 2 types? We are having future value of ordinary annuity, future value of ordinary annuity, and present value of ordinary annuity. Okay, these are the two types of ordinary annuities what we need to discuss. We will discuss future value of ordinary annuity, we'll discuss present value of ordinary annuity, and we'll close the discussion of ordinary annuity. Now, sir, what is this future value? What is this present value? I already said regarding future value and present value. Future value means if you send everything to future, it is called as future value. How will you send everything to future? By adding interest. If you bring everything to present, that is called as present value. How will you bring everything to present? Simply by dividing with interest. If you do into 1 plus I, you will get future value. If you do divided by 1 plus I, you will get present value. I hope you remember all these things, what we have done discussion regarding future value and present value. Now coming to future value. What is the future value? It is the future value of all payments or receipts on basis of ordinary annuity. On basis of ordinary annuity. It is the future value of all payments or receipts on the basis of ordinary annuity. So let me teach you with the help of an example. The same example I will take. Why to take a different example? I'll take the same example and I'll show you the calculation of future value of annuity here, so that the point will be clear. Now, how will you add interest, my dear friends? When adding interest, you'll do into 1 plus I whole power n. I hope you remember, I said you the concept of compounding, right? Let us once revise it once so that you will not face an issue. See here, how will you add interest? Into 1 plus I whole power n, you will get future value or accumulated amount. I said principal is present value, accumulated amount is future value. To do into 1 plus I whole power n, you will get future value. To do divided by 1 plus I whole power n, it is called as present value. Adding interest is called as compounding. Reducing interest is called as discounting. Now, proceeding further, my dear friends. Now, for these things, I need to calculate future value of annuity due. How will I calculate? All these things, what are there? I'll simply send them to future. I'll simply send them to future by adding interest. So all these things, I'll simply send them to future by adding interest. Now, my dear friends, do you remember for this 10,000, will you get any interest? No, sir, you will not get any interest. Zero interest you will get. I already said you in this example. Will you get any interest here for this 10,000? No. What about these two 10,000, sir? You will get 1 year and 2 years interest. So plus 10% 1 year interest, plus 10% plus 10%, 2 years interest. Sir, you said you will multiply with 1 plus I. Multiply with 1 plus I. There is no issue. Sir, how the hell did you get 10% here? I am assuming that rate of interest is equal to 10%. Sir, in exam also we need to assume? No need. Question will give you. Don't assume. So this 10,000 will be as it is. There is no change in this 10,000. Now, what about this 10,000 plus 10%? Let's see. 10,000 plus 10%. 11,000. So 10,000 plus 10% plus 10%. 12,100. So what is the total value, my dear friends? Total value is 33,100. So what is the future value of annuity of 10,000 made for 3 years at 10% interest? 33,100. Okay, so this is how you will calculate future value of ordinary annuity. Sir, can I even solve it using an what we call giving formula? Yes, you can do it even using formula. Sir, what is the formula? Simple, sir. Future value of ordinary annuity is equal to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 whole divided by I. A is nothing but annuity, 10,000. Now, in our example, R is 10%, so I will be equals to 0.1. So 10,000 into 1.1 whole power 3 minus 1 whole divided by 0.1. So 10,000 into, what is 1.1 whole cube, my dear friends? 1.331 minus 1 whole divided by 0.1. So 10,000 into 0.331 whole divided by 0.1. So how much we will get? 33,100. Okay. So I hope the basic point is clear, my dear friends. Yes, sir. Simple point. So future value of ordinary annuity will be equals to 10,000. Okay, sir. We understood future value of ordinary annuity. There is no issue with respect to this. Now, what about present value of ordinary annuity? Now, first, let's do one thing. Let's complete entire future value and then let's come to present value. So, my dear friends, what is future value? Future value of ordinary annuity is nothing but all the payments or receipts you are transporting it to future. Okay. How will you transport? By adding interest. What is the formula? A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I. Okay, sir. There is no issue regarding future value of ordinary annuity. Now, let's not do present value of ordinary annuity. I'll first teach you future value of annuity due. Let me leave this place so that I can write present value. Add page. Add page. Next, let me keep the heading future value of annuity due. Future, not future value. Let's keep the heading annuity due. Annuity due also, my dear friends, it is further divided into two types. So what are the two types, sir? Future value of annuity due, present value of annuity due. Future value of annuity due and present value of annuity due. Present value of annuity due. Now, let us take the example of future value of annuity due and let's see what we will get. Now, if you see, this is the example what I have taught you. What I said you, if you are depositing for 3 years, you are going to get interest for all the 3 years, right? That's what I said you, right, my dear friends? Let me give you the example of future value of annuity due. Again, rate of interest, I am taking the same. What is the rate of interest? Our rate of interest is 10%. Now here, my dear friends, if you are depositing for 3 years, you are going to get interest for all the 3 years. Okay. So for this 10,000 plus 10%, for this 10,000, you will get interest 2 times. So plus 10% plus 10%. For this 10,000, you are going to get interest 3 times. So I'll say plus 10% plus 10% plus 10%. Or you can even do 10,000 into 1.1, 10,000 into 1.1 whole square, 10,000 into 1.1 whole cube. That's also completely fine. So 10,000 plus 10%, what we are going to get? We are simply going to get 11,000. 10,000 plus 10% plus 10%. 10,000 plus 10% plus 10%. 12,100. 10,000 plus 10% plus 10% plus 10%. 13,310. So if I get the total, what I'll get? 0, 1, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36,400. Sir, why are we doing this much big calculation? You said that there is only 1 year time gap between future value of ordinary annuity and future value of annuity due, right? Yes, I hope you remember that. Yes, my dear friend, there is only 1 year time gap between ordinary annuity and annuity due. Let me show you. What is future value of ordinary annuity? 33,100. Future value of ordinary annuity is 33,100. What is future value of annuity due? Future value of annuity due is 36,410. So you believe me or not, there is only 1 year interest time gap between these two. Check, either you do plus 10% or you do into 1.1. That is 1 plus I whole power. Let's do 33,100 33,100 plus 10%. 36,410. Is it matching? Yes, sir, it is matching. It is 36,410. Next, 33,100 into 1.1. Is it matching? Yes, sir, it is matching 36,410. So, my dear friends, to say clearly, there is only 1 year interest gap between ordinary annuity and annuity due. If you can accommodate it in ordinary annuity formula, the answer, you will get the formula for annuity due. So future value of annuity due will be future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I. Okay. So I hope the point is clear, my dear friends. So let us revise all these things once again. Let's do sums. Once sums on future value are completed, then we will do sums on present value. So what is an annuity? Annuity basically refers your equal stream of cash flows made regularly for a limited period of time. If limited period of time concept is violated, we go ahead and we call it as perpetuity. How many types of annuity we are having? Two types of annuity, ordinary annuity and annuity due. In ordinary annuity, payments or receipts are went ahead and made at the end of the period. In annuity due, payments or receipts are made at the beginning of the period. What is the difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due? In ordinary annuity, if you are making deposit for 3 years, you will get interest for all the 2 years, not 3 years. In annuity, if you are making deposit for 3 years, you will get interest for 3 years. There is a difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due. So simply, if I want to calculate the annuity due for ordinary annuity, I'll multiply with 1 plus I. I'll go ahead and I'll get something called as annuity due. Simple, sir. Now, what is the formula for future value of ordinary annuity? Future value of ordinary annuity is A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 by I. Future value of annuity due, future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I. Right? So, this is all what we have discussed regarding future value. Now, let's go ahead and let's try to solve the sums on future value. Now, once sums on future value are completed, then we can come back to present value. Now, whenever I solve the sum, students will get a confusion. Sir, is the sum on ordinary annuity or annuity due? Don't get such type of confusion. If question says starting today, or question says beginning now, in all these cases, it is annuity due. If question is silent, or question says at the end of period, in all these cases, it is ordinary annuity or annuity regular. Okay, so I hope the basic point is clear regarding ordinary annuity and annuity due. So first, whenever you solve the sum of annuity, first make sure that it is annuity sum. After making sure that it is annuity sum, go ahead further analyze whether it's ordinary annuity or annuity due. After that, you need to analyze whether it is present value or future value. Right now, you need not analyze because all the sums what I am solving now are on the basis of future value itself. You need not think whether they are future value or present value. Now, let's continue, everybody. Let us try to do a few examples before starting with the sums. Now, after writing the examples, do one thing, pause the video, try solving the examples by yourself, and then you can tell me what you are going to get the answers. So one example I'll solve, next two examples you can solve by yourself. Now, example, what we need to compute. You are supposed to compute future value of ordinary annuity, future value of annuity due. Okay. First, A is equal to 10,000. The rate of interest is 15%. Time period is 7 years. So I need to compute future value of ordinary annuity. So what will be the formula, my dear friends? Formula will be A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 whole divided by I. So 10,000 into R is 15%. So I will be R by 100. 10,000 into 1.15 whole power 7 minus 1 whole divided by 0.15. Now, first what I'll do, I'll compute 1.15 whole power 7. How will I compute? 1.15 into 1 equal to symbol 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll get 2.6600. So 10,000 into 2.6600 minus 1 whole divided by 0.15. So it will simply be 10,000 into 1.66 divided by 0.15. So we get 1,10,667. 1,10,667. Okay. So future value of ordinary annuity is of 10,000 made for 7 years at 15% rate of interest is 1,10,667. Sir, then what about future value of annuity due? Simple. Either you do future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I. That is 1,10,667 into 1.15, which is nothing but 1,10,667 into 1.15, which is 1,27,267.05. Or else for this amount, you can add 15%. 1,10,667 plus 15%. Anyway, that's fine. You will get the same answer, 1,27,267.05. So I hope the points are clear, everybody. So for future value of ordinary annuity, you simply go ahead and you add the rate of interest. You are going to get future value of annuity. This is first examples. Do one thing, pause the video and try solving this second example and third example. A is equal to 6,000. R is equal to 6%. N is equal to 6 years. A is equal to 15,000. R is equal to 20%. And N is equal to 10 years. Sir, what I need to calculate? You need to calculate future value of ordinary annuity. And you need to calculate future value of annuity due. Go ahead and calculate. After this, we'll go ahead to solve our annuity and its application sums. We have somewhere around 19 sums on the base of future value. Okay. Go ahead, my dear friends, pause the video and start solving. So I hope you might have got the answers of the second and third. Now let's look into the answers of the second and third. Now for second one, future value of ordinary annuity will be A, which is 6,000. R is 6%, so I will be 1.06. That is R by 100. Whole divided by 6 minus 1 divided by 0.06. So 6,000 into 1.06 whole power 6. 1.06 into 1 equal to symbol 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are having 1.4185 minus 1 divided by 0.06. So we have 6,000 into 0.4185 whole divided by 0.06. So 6,000 into 0.4185 whole divided by 0.06. So value is 41,850. Now you might get 851, 852, 849, 847, 840 also, 860 also. It's fine. It depends upon the decimals what I take. 41,851 or 850, 852, anything is fine. So future value of annuity due for 41,851, I'll add 6% interest. So you'll get 44,362. Okay, point something you'll get. You can get 363, 364, 365, or you can get 360. Anything you can get. But the 362 nearby answer you have to get. It depends upon the decimals what we take. Now future value of ordinary annuity. In this case, 3,89,380.23. Here we will be having 4,67,256.27. Okay. So I hope all these points are clear, my dear friends. So simply future value of ordinary annuity is nothing but A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I. Future value of annuity due will be future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I or future value of ordinary annuity plus 10%, sorry, plus R percentage, sorry, or future value of ordinary annuity plus R percentage. Any way you take, it's not going to matter much. Okay, so I hope the point is clear, my dear friends. Let's proceed further. Now, these notes are there, which you'll find it in the description of the same video. Let's go ahead and download it. So, annuity and its applications, we are having somewhere around 19 sums on the base of ordinary annuity and annuity due with respect to future value. So, let's go ahead and let's complete this 19 sums so that our discussion regarding future value will be completed. And in the next session, we can discuss regarding present value. Now, sequence of periodic payments made regularly over a period of time. Sequence of periodic payments made regularly over a period of time is nothing but annuity. Or a period of time he gave. If period of time is not there, what it will become? It will become perpetuity. Next. When the payment takes place at the end of the period, if the payment takes place at the end of the period, it is called as annuity regular. When the payment takes place at the beginning of the period, it is called as annuity due. Next, the amount of annuity of 150 for 12 years at 3.5%. Sir, nowhere in the question he said ordinary annuity or annuity due. What I said, if question is silent, always our sum will be ordinary annuity itself. Okay, let's go ahead and solve this sum, my dear friends. So if you see in question number 4, 150 is deposited every year. So A will be 150. Rate of interest is 3.5%. Time period will be 12 years. Let's go ahead and compute. Question number 4. A is given as 150. N is given as 12 years. Rate of interest is given as 3.5%. I will be equal to 0.035. That is R by 100. Now, future value of ordinary annuity. A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 whole divided by I. So, 150 into 1.035 whole power 12 minus 1 whole divided by 0.035. So 150 into 1.035 whole power 12. 1.035 into 1 equal to symbol 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1.5110 minus 1 whole divided by 0.035. Final answer I'll write. Minus 1 into 150 divided by 0.035. You will get 2190. 2190 you will get. Okay. So I hope the point is clear, my dear friends. Let's see what is our answer. We got 2190. 0.29 I got. Approximate answer you will get. Some decimal differences completely fine. There is no issue. Now, coming to this question number 5. A person deposits 1,000 at the end of every year. He's telling at the end. So it's ordinary annuity or annuity due. Obviously, sir, it is ordinary annuity because that fellow is telling at the end. What amount will he receive after 30 years if the rate of interest is 10%? And 1.1 whole power 30 is also given for you. Okay, it's a simple one. Let's do it. So question number 5. A is given as 10,000. Time period is given as 30 years. Rate of interest is 10%. I will be equals to 0.1, obviously. So again, it's a future value of ordinary annuity sum. So future value of ordinary annuity is A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I. From now onwards, I'll not write this formula. So many times I wrote this formula. From now onwards, I'll not write it. So 10,000 into 1.1 whole power 30 minus 1 divided by 0.1. So 10,000 into, what is 1.1 whole power 30? 17.4494. 17.4494 minus 1 whole divided by 0.1. 17.4494 minus 1 into 10,000 whole divided by 0.1. So you will get 1 lakh 16 lakh 44,000. 16 lakhs. No, let me check this once again. 10,000 into 16.4494 divided by 0.1. So you will get 16 lakh 44,940. Is it 10,000 or 1,000? Sorry, sir, it is 1,000, not 10,000. I'm very sorry. It's not 10,000. It's simply 1,000. This is, I have taken it as 10,000. Let me change it. This is not 10,000, my dear friends. This is 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. I'm getting answer in lakhs. 1,64,494. Simple. 1,64,494. So I hope the point is clear, my dear friends. In these questions, till now, what we have done, A was given. We calculated future value of ordinary annuity or future value of annuity due. Now what happens? Future value of ordinary annuity or future value of annuity due will be given. We should go ahead and we should calculate the value of A. Okay. So if you see this question number 6, what he's telling amount of an annuity after 25 years at 5% is 50,000. After 25 years, you are getting 50,000. Then how much annuity you must deposit every period? Okay. What is the amount of annuity if you get after 25 years? Sir, question not telling about ordinary annuity or annuity due. Question is silent. So it will be ordinary annuity. Okay. Since question is silent, my dear friend, the sum is going to be ordinary annuity. Now, time period is 25 years. The rate of interest is 5%. Future value of ordinary annuity is 50,000. I need to go ahead and I'll calculate the value of A. 1.05 whole part 25 values given for you. Let's do that. Question number 6. Let's see what is done. So future value of ordinary annuity is given. It is given as 50,000. Rate of interest is 5%. So I will be equal to 0.05. Time period is given as 25 years. Okay. So this is the basic information what we have. So future value of ordinary annuity is equal to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 by I. So 50,000 is equals to A into 1 plus I whole power n. 1.05 whole power 25 minus 1 divided by 0.05. Let's do cross multiplication. What is 50,000 into 0.05? Obviously, sir, it is 2,500 is equals to A into 1.05 whole power 25. 1.05 whole power 25 is 3.3864 minus 1. Now, so 2,500 is equals to A into 2.3864. So therefore, A is equals to 2,500 divided by 2.3864. So let's get the answer. 2,500 divided by 2.3864. So it is simply 1047.60. Simple, sir. 1047.60. Option D. Okay. So simple question. There is nothing much difficulty in this question. Now, let's go for the next one. Let's go ahead and let's try solving 7th one. He is telling 200 is invested 200 is invested at the end of each month. End of each month. He's telling end. End means, what is end, my dear friends? End will simply refers to ordinary annuity. Paying an interest of 6% per year, compounded monthly. My dear friends, you remember in compound interest, whenever compounding times are there, I said I by 12 whole power 12 and for compounding monthly. Here also same. The formula will be A into 1 plus I by 12 whole power 12. Okay, so be careful. What is the future value of annuity after 10th payment? See here. 7th one. A is equals to 200. R is equal to 6% per annum. Compounded monthly he is given. So compounded monthly means I'll take 6 by 12 whole divided by 100. Okay. What is 6 by 12 whole divided by 100? 6 by 12 is 0.5. Whole divided by 100 is 0.05. Sir, why did you do like this? Obviously, 6% means I will be 0.06. But he is telling per month. So I have simply done divided by 12. So 0.06 divided by 12 is 0.05. Next. For how many payments? For 10 payments is telling. So simply the value of n is equals to 10. Now, my dear friends, he is asking you to compute future value. So future value of ordinary annuity. Formula is same. 200 into 1.05 whole power 10 minus 1 whole divided by 0.05. So 200 into, I hope 1.05 whole power 10 value is given. Let me look into that. It's 0.005. It's not 0.05, it's 0.005, sir. Yeah, sorry, it's 0.005. Here also, let me change. 1.005 whole power 10, 0.005. Okay. So be careful, it's not 0.05, it's 0.005 because 0.5 divided by 100 is 0.005. So 200 into 1.005 whole power 10. So what is 1.005 whole power 10? 1.0511 minus 1 by 0.005. So directly I will do 200 into 1.0511 minus 1, 0.0511 whole divided by 0.005. So simply you will get 2044. So what is the answer, my dear friends? Answer is 2044. Simple sum, nothing much difficulty. Only thing is that you are having compounding monthly instead of compounding yearly. So where is our answer? Answer is 2044. Now, 8th one, what is there? I'll keep it pending for time period. I'll complete 9, 10, 11, 12. Then I'll come to question number 8. Okay, sir. Now coming to question number 9. First we'll do 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we'll come to question number 8. He is telling, find the amount of ordinary annuity of 800 payable at the end of 3 months for 3 years. 3 months means, can I say quarterly? Each quarter is of 3 months. 4 quarters make 1 year. Is worth 8% compounded quarterly. Is asked, find the amount of ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity means at the end of the period. Obviously, I'll compute future value of ordinary annuity. So see here, my dear friends, simple question. 9th one we'll do later. First we will do, 8th one we'll do later. First, let's do 9th one. So he's telling A is equals to 800. Next, he is telling R is equals to 8% per annum. Per annum. I don't want per annum, I want for quarter. What it will be per quarter? Or 8 divided by 4, 2% per quarter. So I will be R by 100, 2 by 100, 0.02. Next, in 1 year, you will be having 4 quarters. He is telling 3 years. 3 years into 4. In 1 year, you will have 4 quarters. In 3 years, you will be having 12 quarters. So let me apply future value of ordinary annuity. A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I. So 800 into 1.02 whole power 12. 1.26824 minus 1 whole divided by 0.02. Let me complete the sum. 1.26824 minus 1 into 800 divided by 0.02. So 1,10,729.6. So what is the answer, sir? Answer is simply 10,729.6. Let's go ahead and let's track the answer there. 10,729.67. Simple sum, sir. Simple sum. Now, please look into this question number 10, my dear friends. He's telling a person invest 500 at the end of the each year, at the end. So it's an ordinary annuity. With a bank which pays 10% per annum compound interest annually, the amount standing to his credit after he has made a yearly investment for 12th time. After he has made a yearly investment for 12th time. A is 500. Time period is 12 years. Rate of interest is 10%. Simple question. Let's go ahead and solve it. Question number 10. To see in question number 10, he's telling a person invests 500. A is equals to 500. N is equal to 12 years. Rate of interest is 10%. So I will be equals to 0.1. Now future value of ordinary annuity is equals to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I. So 500 into 1.1 whole power 12 minus 1 whole divided by 0.1. Now 500 into, what is 1.1 whole power 12? 1.1 into 1 equal to 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3.1384 minus 1 whole divided by 0.1. So 500 into 2.1384 divided by 0.1. So it will simply be 10,692. So future value of ordinary annuity will be 10,692. Now coming to the options. Sir, there is no 10,692 in the option. Can the answer be none? Answer is not none, my dear friends. Answer is there. Let me tell you. He is telling the amount standing to his credit 1 year after he has made an yearly investment for 12th time. Try to understand. This person, what he is doing, he is making annuity for 12 periods. After making annuity for 12 periods, my dear friends, this fellow didn't stop. Sir, why he didn't stop? He kept it in the bank for extra 1 year. That's what he's telling. The amount standing to his credit 1 year after he has made an yearly investment. So after 12 years period is completed, this fellow didn't stop in between. He waited in the bank for extra 1 year. When the money is in the bank for extra 1 year, can I say you will get 1 year extra interest? Yes, sir, you will get 1 year extra interest. So I'll simply go ahead and I'll add 1 year extra interest, that is 10%. So 10,692 plus 10%, it is 11,761.2. Okay. Why I am adding plus 10%, my dear friends? Because amount is left in bank for an extra year. Since amount is left in a bank for an extra year, I'm adding plus 10%. Okay. Now, coming to this question number 11. Couple deposits a sum of 750 in savings account at the end. Obviously, ordinary annuity. At the same amount, to what the sum will investment grow at 5 years. In each month, he is depositing money. In 5 years, how many months are there? 5 into 12? 60 months are there. For 1 year, rate of interest is 5%. So for 1 month, 5 divided by 12, 0.4166, whole divided by 100. So R is 0.04166. My dear friends, the value is already given in the bracket. Do one thing, pause the video, solve the sum and tell me the answer. I'm not going to solve the sum. I hope you got it. Be careful. This R is, there's a change in this R. R is 0.00416. This is I, sorry. I is 0.00416. R value is same. How will you get R value? 5 divided by 12 is 0.4166 divided by 100, 0.00416. And you will get answer 51,077. Okay. If you got 51,077, then that is absolutely correct. Now coming to question number 12. Mr. X invests 10,000 every year starting from today. Is investing 10,000 every year starting from today means it's an annuity due sum. So you'll do future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I. For the next 10 years, suppose interest rate is 8% per annum compounded annually, calculate the future value of annuity. It is asking you to compute future value of annuity. Since he's telling starting from today, it is going to be annuity due. Be careful. So question number 12. Mr. X invests 10,000. PA is equals to 10,000. Starting from today. So we'll do future value of annuity due. That is future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I. Next, starting from today, for the next 10 years, rate of interest being 8%. So first, let us compute future value of ordinary annuity. A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 whole divided by I. 10,000, R is 8%, I will be 0.08. 1.08 whole power 10 minus 1 divided by 0.08. So 10,000 into 1.08 whole power 10. What is 1.08 whole power 10? 2.158925. It's given in the question itself, so I'm writing the same thing. 2.158925 minus 1 whole divided by 0.08. Let me do all the calculations directly. 10,000 into 1.158925 whole divided by 0.08. So we'll get to 1,44,865.625. This is future value of ordinary annuity. I want future value of annuity due. For ordinary annuity, I'll multiply with 1 plus I. 1,44,865.625 into 1.08. That is 1,56,454.875. So approximately, I'll say answer is option A, 1,56,458.88. Okay. So I hope the point is clear, everybody. Now, if you wish, my dear friends, future value of annuity due, you can do in calculator also. Sir, can't we do ordinary annuity in calculator? Ordinary annuity also you can do in calculator, but I'll not recommend you to do in the calculator. I'll recommend you to solve it normally. Now, even future value of annuity due also, I don't recommend you to do in calculator because I'll teach you present value with calculator method itself. Okay, again, you people will get confused. So only for your knowledge that there's a calculated technique for this, I'm telling future value of annuity due. If we are in live class, our interaction would be more so that all these things you could do in calculator itself. But you people solve it using the formula itself. Now, future value of annuity due, how will you do in the calculator? You'll simply do 1 plus I into 1 equal to symbol n times grand total into 10,000. Let me show it to you in the calculator, my dear friends. 1 plus I into 1. In our case, what it was going to be? In our case, it is going to be 1.08 into 1 equal to symbol 10 times grand total into 10,000. You'll directly get the answer. Sir, what if grand total is not there in my calculator? Sorry, you can't do. Without grand total, it is not possible. You can buy grand total calculator. However, not required for this one sum. Why you want? Our present value, at least for present value, you require grand total calculator. Now, one see here, everybody. I'll show you how to do it in the calculator so that this will be more simple for you. Let me remove this blurring effect. However, if you don't want to learn, there is no issue. There is nothing an issue for us. Let me show up this screenshot. So 1.08 into 1 equal to symbol 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grand total into 10,000. 1,56,454. So what is the answer he got here? 1,56,454. So I use the same technique I used in calculator. Okay. However, I don't recommend you to use this technique. It's your choice. Sir, what about future value of ordinary annuity? I'll not tell future value of ordinary annuity. The reason is quite simple. Because again, you will get confused later on. Every time, what calculator? Now, let us proceed to the next question, my dear friends. Let us complete this 8th sum. Given annuity of 100 amounts to 3137.12 at 4.5%, the number of years it will take. Okay. N is missing. Here we are going ahead to calculate the value of N. Let's do it. 8th one. Question number 8. A is equals to 100. Questions didn't tell anything, so it's future value of ordinary annuity 3137.12. R is 4.5%. So I will be equals to 0.045. Next. He's asking you to calculate the value of N. So let's do it, everybody. So future value of ordinary annuity will be A into 1 plus I whole power N minus 1 divided by I. 3137.12 is equals to A is 100. 1.045 whole power N minus 1 divided by 0.045. Let's do cross multiplication. 3137.12 into 0.045 divided by 100 is equals to 1.045 whole power N minus 1. 137.12 into 0.045 whole divided by 100. You will get 1.411704 is equals to 1.045 whole power N minus 1. Send minus 1 here. 1.045 whole power n is equals to 2.411704. So 1.411704 plus 1, it will be 2.411704. Now check in the calculator. You are having the options, right? What are the options? What you have? 20, 25, 22 years. First, let us check in the calculator till 20 years. Option B, because it is the least option and it is the answer also. 1.045 into 1 equal to symbol 20 times you do. And see what you are getting. 1.045 into 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You are getting 2.4117. So is it matching, sir, at 20 times? Yes, sir, it is matching. Sir, what if it doesn't match? I hope you know this. You will apply log on both sides and then you will solve. However, why that headache? Simply option verification. For 20, it is not matching, check for 22. For 22, it's not matching, check for 25. Nothing it is matching, none of this will be. If none of this is there, if not, apply log on both sides. So simple question, sir, nothing much difficulty, very easy one. Now, so this is all regarding your first 12 questions. Now, before going to 13th question, my dear friends, I wish to solve 14th one. Then I'll come to 13th question. From 13th question, we are having sinking fund questions. So 13 to 19, all are sinking fund. First, let us solve 14th one. Raja, aged 40, wishes his wife Rani to have 40 lakhs at his death. In future, this fellow will die. So he wants his wife to have 40 lakhs at his death. If his expectation of life is another 30 years, this fellow will live another 30 years. And he starts making equal annual installments commencing now. Future value of annuity due. At 3% interest, how much should he invest annually? Okay. Let's do this, my dear friends, the simple sum. Question number 14. Raja, aged 40, wishes his wife Rani, is such a good husband, wishes his wife Rani to have 40 lakhs at his death. His life expectancy is another 30 years. And rate of interest is 3%, so I will be equals to 0.03. The value of A is missing. So what is future value of annuity due, my dear friends? It is future value of ordinary annuity into 1 plus I. So 40 lakhs is equals to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I. 40 lakhs is equals to A into 1.03 whole power 30 minus 1 divided by 0.03 into 1.03. So 40 lakhs is equals to A into, what is 1.03 whole power 30? 1.03 into 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 1.03 whole power 30 will be 2.4272. 2.4272 minus 1 divided by 0.03 into 1.03. Let's do cross multiplication. 40 lakhs into 0.03. 1,20,000 is equals to A into 1.4272 into 1.03. So A will be equals to 1,20,000 whole divided by 1.4272 into 1.03. 1.4272 divided by 1.0. So you'll get 81,631. 81,631.76. So it's not there in the option. It's not there because answer is none. That's the reason it's not there in the option. So what's the answer, my dear friends? Question number 14. Answer is none of this. Okay. So I hope all these questions regarding the future value are fine, my dear friends. Yes, sir. All these questions are fine. There is no issue. Now let's do one thing. Let's discuss the concept of sinking fund and let's complete the sums on sinking fund so that our future value sums will be completed. Now, before starting, let us understand what is the sinking fund. Sinking fund, here simply you will use the concept of future value of annuity itself. Future value of annuity. Now, what is this sinking fund? Say, for example, you want to purchase a bike. Okay. You want to purchase a bike in future. When you want to purchase a bike in future, my dear friends, every year you need to save some money, right? I want 10 lakhs in future. So every year I need to save some money. So how much I require in future? I require 10 lakhs. Means I'm creating a fund to save 10 lakhs for the future. This fund which I create to save the money is called a sinking fund. So what is sinking fund, my dear friends? Any deposit which is made to save certain amount of money for future is called a sinking fund. In future, I want a huge amount of money. In future, I want a huge amount of money. For this huge amount of money in future, every year I need to save. This concept of fund creation is called a sinking fund. Okay. So what is sinking fund? Fund created to meet a specific purpose in future is called sinking fund. Any fund you create for a specific purpose in the future, for a specific purpose to get money in future, that is called a sinking fund. Example, purchase of vehicle by you or redemption of debentures. Redemption of debentures. In redemption of debentures, what happens after a certain period of time? You want huge amount of money. So to meet that, every year some money you will save. Okay. Now, see this question, my dear friends. A sinking fund is created for reducing debentures worth rupees 5 lakh at the end of 25 years. How much provision needs to be made out of profit each year? A is missing. How much you need to keep aside each year to earn 4% interest? Okay. So future value of ordinary annuity is 5 lakh. Time period is 25 years. Rate of interest is 4%. A is missing, which we need to calculate. Let's calculate, my dear friends. Similar to question number 14, 13th one. Future value of ordinary annuity is 5 lakhs. N is 25 years. R is 4%. I is equal to 0.04. So future value of ordinary annuity is equals to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I. 5 lakhs is equals to A into 1.04 whole power 25 minus 1 divided by 0.04. Cross multiplication. 5 lakh into 0.04. 20,000 is equals to A into, the value is already given, 2.666 minus 1. So 20,000 is equals to A into 1.666. So A is equals to 20,000 divided by 1.666. So which is nothing but 12,004.80. 12,004 rupees 0.80. So I'll say approximately answer is 12,005 rupees. Okay. So simple sum, my dear friends, sinking fund, there is nothing much special in this. You need to deposit every year some certain sum of money to receive huge money in future. That money what you deposit every year to get that huge money in future is what is a sinking fund payments. Okay. Now, question number 15, my dear friends, I'll explain. You can try solving it by yourself. A company requires 60 lakhs after 5 years to redeem debentures. It decided to carry sinking fund in a fixed amount every year for security giving 10%. The yearly investment is future value of ordinary annuity is 60 lakhs. Time period is 5 years. Rate of interest is 10%. A is missing. Do one thing. Pause the video here and try solving the sum. And tell me that. I hope you got the answer. So answer is simply 9,82,784 point something you will get. So approximately you can take it as 785. 16th one, my dear friends, I will not solve it. This is for your self-practice because it is similar to the sums what we are solving. Okay. How much money amount is required to be invested every year? A is missing. So as to accumulate 3 lakhs future value of ordinary annuity at the end of 10 years. So obviously, sir, question is silent. So it's an ordinary annuity. A is missing. You need to compute the value of A. This I'm leaving for you. Now question number 17. A machine costs 5,20,000 with an estimated life of 25 years. A sinking fund is created to replace it by a new model at 25% higher cost after 25 years with a scrap value realization of 25,000. What amount should be set aside every year if sinking fund investments accumulate 3.5% compound interest? Let's do it. It's a simple one. Yet it's most important sum. Many times it has been asked in the exam. Question number 17. So my dear friends, what he's telling in question number 17? He's telling a machine costs 5,20,000. This machine which costs 5,20,000 can be used for 25 years. But after 25 years, what happens? You need to replace it by a new machine, which will be 25% higher cost. So after 25 years, you need to buy a new machine. What will be the cost of new machine? It will be 5,20,000 plus 25%. So it will be 6,50,000. But he's telling when you're buying a new machine, make sure that you'll sell the old machine and you'll buy the new machine. When you sell the old machine, you'll get 25,000 rupees. So in future, how much you require, my dear friends? In future, you require 6,25,000. So future value of ordinary annuity is 6,25,000. Understand this point, my dear friends. In future, you require 6,50,000. I agree. But you are selling old machine and you are getting some money, right? So in future, you require only 6,25,000. Say for example, after 1 year, you want to buy a bike. The cost of bike is 1 lakh rupees. The cost of bike is 6,50,000, for example. But your mom is telling she will give you 25,000. The bike what you require after 1 year is 6,50,000. You are saving for that. But your mom said that she will give you 25,000. So how much you will save? You will save only 6,25,000. You will not save 6,50,000. Okay. Now, future value of ordinary annuity is given. Time period is given. Rate of interest is 3.5%. Again, the value of A is missing. Similar sum, but let me solve this for you because earlier sum I already gave you a self-practice. So, future value of ordinary annuity is equals to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 whole divided by I. 6,25,000 is equals to A into 1.035 whole power 25 minus 1 divided by 0.035. Cross multiplication 6,25,000 into 0.035. 21,875 is equals to A into 1.035 into 1 equal to 25 times. You will get 2.36324 minus 1. So 21,875 is equals to A into 1.36324. So therefore A is equals to 21,875 divided by 1.36324. 21,875 divided by 1.36324. So you will get 16,046. 16,046.33. So approximately the answer is 16. Yeah, approximately exact answer we got 16,046. So I hope all these points are clear, my dear friends. Now, so I hope all these points are quite simple. There is nothing much difficulty in all these points. Now coming to the next one, question number 18. 17 we have completed. Now 18 and 19 we are having. 18 and 19 we will do it in the next session, so that in the next session we'll complete 18, 19 and we will do even present value and we should do even perpetuity as well. That's it, my dear friends. Balance points. Let's see in the next session.